actually anyone who is coming out of Babylon and walking this narrow path. I'm Rebecca from Teshuvah Ministries, and I just went for a walk down on the Dyke Road near the waterfront. I was talking to Papa. As I was talking to him, I just really felt moved to address something that I have been meaning to do a little video on, and I was going to save it for my happy hippie Hebrew girl show, variety show that I'm going to try to begin to produce this summer. But I don't think there's time, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about it right now, and that is loneliness. Yes, we are all extremely lonely, and I wanted to just kind of, number one, identify with you, validate the fact that you're lonely, and but then encourage you a little bit here. Okay, we all come from, most of us come from systems, religious systems, educational systems, just all this different kinds of systems, especially the church system, that promotes a ton of fellowship, and we are creatures of fellowship. We need each other. Papa made us that way. We need to be echad with a mate, with a husband and wife. We need a family. We need to produce family. We need lots of children. We need, we're tribal by nature. We were made for each other. We're made for community. We were made for fellowship. Well, one of the striking things about this movement out of Babylon, so the scattered, we're part of the scattered Israel, and we're coming out, Papa's calling us out. One of the characteristics is this loneliness. So you come out and you're so excited about what you've learned, the truth, and this path you're on, and your eyes are open, your ears are hearing, and all of a sudden you're like awake. And all you want is everyone around you to like see the same thing. Your family, your friends, you see how important this walk is in understanding the truth and getting on the right narrow path, or the narrow path, and getting on the right path. And so you tell everyone, and we did that. We like sent letters out. We told people, we invited people. We just thought this was a duh. And we thought everyone around us was going to join us in this, but there is a spirit of rebellion out there. Not everybody's eyes are opened at the same time. And there's also the idea that everybody is in religion is being taught enmity to the law. So you're battling a ton of things there. So one of the characteristics that seems to be part of Ephraim coming out of Babylon is this loneliness factor. I have people all the time contacting me somehow, telling me how lonely they are. I am lonely. I and my family have made this journey out of Babylon, and it has been extremely lonely. And part of our goal with starting a ministry and stuff was trying to find people locally and worldwide that for fellowship, that would like to fellowship together. But this is like crazy. This is definitely hands down a really hard time. Not only are you excited in the joy of finding the truth, but then this painful, lonely factor. So I want to bring out just a couple things for you to think about when you are feeling lonely. They came out of Egypt, they went directly into the wilderness. Okay, so in Yeshua, remember when he mikvah'd, he went directly, the Spirit drove him directly into the wilderness. And both of those are proving times. So you look at what Yeshua went through, it was tests. He went through tests, and he hadn't even eaten in so many days, and then at the very end of that test, that's when he got the test, is when he was probably so lonely. So he liked being around people. All his ministry, he was around tons of people, and here he's driven into the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights with no one around. Not only no food and stuff like that, but he didn't have any company either. He got the angels at the end of the test, but so he was driven out into the wilderness for a huge lonely period of time. Israel, the Hebrew slaves, when they came out of Egypt, they went into the wilderness, and it was their proving time. They were proving to Yahovah how much they loved, how much they wanted to obey. They were proving themselves. And Yeshua was proving himself. So when you look at your wilderness time, you were in Babylon, you were in Egypt, and then you came out. He brought you out into this wilderness time where he's going to provide the manna. He's going to provide everything that you need, not excessive by any means, but he's going to provide just your basics, and he's going to take you into this wilderness time where you are going to be alone, and you're going to prove yourself to him, how much you love him, how much you're going to follow him under any conditions that you find yourself in, and how much you are going to lean on him to be all of you, to be your provision, to be your Elohim. When we came out, it was, we were so excited, as I'm sure you have been or are right now. And all we wanted was everybody around us to see what we saw, But I have finally come to realize that it is not by my effort that the blinders come off. That is a gift of the Ruach, to take your blinders off, to take your friends' blinders off, and open their eyes and ears to hear. So when we first came out too, one of the issues I found myself in was for all of the feasts, most of the feasts, for most of them, it says assemble. So I was looking at what Papa said to do for the feast, and one of them is assemble. Well, how do you assemble when there's no one around who wants to assemble with you, right? That's really a tricky thing. So one of the things we did was I would first ask family and friends, and one trick is if you give them something to do for the feast or bring to the feast, then more likely that they will come. But when they would not show up, or I couldn't get them to come, then I would go out in the highways and the byways. I put posters up. I started inviting the neighborhood or just people passing by, and then I started inviting online and that sort of thing, trying to find people. So this has been this Teshuvah Ministries. The existence of Teshuvah Ministries has basically been a quest to find Israel, scattered Israel, in order to come together for fellowship at feast time, to obey the command. So in your wilderness time, as you are lonely, don't wait for someone else to do this. Go ahead and step out there and see if Papa has some provision for you as far as fellowship. Now, I have to say that Papa provided almost every single time, not every single time, but almost every single time. When we stepped out to find fellowship for the feast, there was at least one person that came. At least somebody showed up to make that a special time for my children. Now, one of the factors here is huge, is the idea of what do we do with our children? Our children are lonely, so people throw them into Awanas, or they throw them into Vacation Bible School, or they throw them into the youth group, the church youth group down the road or something, just to avoid this painful lonely factor on the children. Because I grew up with tons of kids around. I all the way through college, there was always like a community of people that I knew believed the same and that I could fellowship with as kids. My parents were very happy with the amount of opportunities that I had as a kid and as a youth and as a young adult. I don't have that to give my children. And I find myself all the time having to remember the path that I have chosen, that our family has chosen. So my girls' life looks a lot different than what I expected it to be. I expected them to have a ton of friends. I expected them to have a ton of opportunities with, working at summer camp, joining choirs and after school, school for one, and after school stuff, and, getting employed in the church, and just, having a weekly fellowship every Sabbath, going to church and stuff, and getting to sit in youth group on Wednesday nights and all this stuff. But what we've chosen was to follow Yahovah, and I can't give my kids over to that institution for the things that they are doing to evangelize children. So I know, I used to work as a youth leader in the church. I know exactly what they do. They push children's stuff in order to evangelize the children, and that just basically means bringing them into the church. So setting them up to be a member of that church, and I can't do it. I just can't do it. So I put everything that I can into celebrating the feasts all throughout the year, in a way that my kids will feel like they do have some community, or they do have something to look forward to. And it's always his feast stuff. There's nothing else really. I mean, they dance, but other than that, they're ballerinas, but other than that, what they look forward to is the feast time, and hopefully some fellowship at that time. So we've had, with the course of Teshuvah Ministries, we definitely have had a kind of a growing audience, and so we are able to pull a few people, but it's not what you think. It's definitely tough. So I love playing with things. Like, give me a pen, give me something to play with. Gone are the strings, so I don't play with them. Anyway, so I just want to encourage you to lay it before Papa. Lay your loneliness, your broken heart down before Papa, and then plan the next feast and see if he brings you somebody to fellowship with you at feast time. That's what we've found is where our fellowship is when we get that, is when the feasts roll around. Outside of that, there is very little fellowship. With the Ladies of Teshuvah, that may change, and I'm excited about that. I'm so excited because I feel like Papa's blessing is on Ladies of Teshuvah. Just so you know, real quickly, Ladies of Teshuvah, I have a point person in Tennessee, I have a point person in Wyoming now, I have a point person in Salt Lake, one in Spokane, and I'm just growing these point ladies that are going to host Ladies of Teshuvah. And then hopefully what we're hoping to do, ladies, is have a annual Ladies of Teshuvah conference in Colorado, kind of a central location. Kansas is 2-0, so we're gonna go with Colorado. But we're hoping that will start 2018, in the summer of 2018. So just stay tuned, get in touch with me, or actually the best way is to subscribe to our newsletter so you can stay in touch with what Ladies of Teshuvah is going to be doing, and you can come, and hopefully we'll begin to make some fellowship outside of the feast, but and for people to come to the feast, right? So I put myself out there a lot on online and stuff for Papa. Through Teshuvah Ministries, because I'm the executive director, and Papa has given me specific assignments to do for Israel. You probably know me a lot, or you think you know me. You probably recognize my voice. I probably I won't recognize yours. I don't know you. I just want you to know that I will eventually disappoint you. I will say something you don't like. I will teach something that disagrees with something that you believe. I will do something in a way that you don't like. I'll host a feast in a way that isn't right for you or whatnot. And eventually, I will not be able to. I will not be able to live up to what it is that you expect of me. And so I know that. I wanted to remind you that, but also, here's the thing, is that I want to attract you so that I can point you to the real family, to Yahovah Elohim. That's all I want to do. I want you to see Yeshua in me, my brother in me. I want to direct your eyes to Papa, because in that family, you are going to find all the fellowship that you need, period, hands down. When you are okay, this is your proving time. If you're in the lonely stage, in the wilderness stage, Papa wants to be your daddy. And Elohim, there's Elohim, the family of Yahweh. You have Father, Mother, Son. You have Father, Ruach HaKodesh, and Son. This is the family by which you are invited into, and they will be everything that you need. I will someday disappoint you. I can't be everybody's friend, but Yahovah Elohim, that family is what I want to point you to. So if you're looking at me for something that is way too heavy for a human being to bear, then please rethink this whole looking at what I'm doing. But if you look at me and you see Yeshua, good! That's what I want. I want to point your eyes to the King. I want you to have relationship with Him. I want you to have relationship with the family. I want you to enter that family. That's where I want you to find your fellowship. When all other fellowships fail you, when I fail you, when your family fails you, when the church family boots you out, when you find yourself all alone in the wilderness, their family, Yahovah Elohim's family, the family of Yahweh, the Father, the Son, the Mother, when your eyes go there, and that's where you go to every day, you can't go wrong, because they will not ever disappoint you. I will. I just know it. But I know that Elohim has a heart, and I know that they are jealous for your time. I know that they want you to show up to be with them. They want their feast tables full with you, because they don't want to be alone either. We are made in their image, and we're social people. We have a heart, we're social. So are they. So is Papa. So is Yeshua. So is the Ruach HaKodesh. That family of Elohim wants you to be part of they want you. They want you to come to their feast table. Isaac and I host the feast. Teshuvah Ministry hosts the feast, and it's tangible. You can come to a feast table. You can come meet him at our feast table. You can create your own feast table that you're going to host for Papa, and you can invite people to come and meet with him there. But in the end, it's like when you wake up in the morning, who do you breathe out? What name do you breathe out? What family do you want to be? Are you waking up in tears because you're completely alone? Do those tears move you to look at Papa, to look at the family of Yahovah? That's what they should do. So I've woken up many a morning in tears because of the loneliness and because of rejection of, former friends or whatnot, or not having what I thought I was going to have in this journey, which was lots of fellowship. This is going to call for endurance. You remember how Shaul talks about enduring the race to the end. This is what this is about. Loneliness is part of this journey, and it will, to deal with the loneliness. I can't imagine what it's like to be a wife who is coming out but the husband is not, or she's coming out but the children don't, or I can't imagine. Hands down to you, and if you're doing that, and may Yahweh bless you, may Yahovah bless you for doing that, and may you use your beauty, as we talk about in Ladies of Teshuvah workshop, may you use your beauty to woo the hearts of your husband and your children and the community to him and his ways. So it's definitely a hard journey, ladies. It's a hard journey, everyone, men, children, ladies, whoever's watching me right now. I feel for you. I have been there. I have done that. I'm still doing that. And remember, again, don't look at me. Don't look at another human being. Don't look at any of the teachers or anybody that puts themselves up there online as, don't put them up on a guru status or build them up by any means. They're all human. We're all human, just like you. And we've been given assignments, just like you have. Every single one of you more than likely has a specific assignment from Papa to do for Israel, outside of just plain repentance, outside of what a woman is supposed to repent of and what a man is supposed to repent of, which we talk about in the Ladies of Teshuvah workshop. But outside of that, in your uniqueness, he has given you gifts, and those gifts and those talents must be used to further his kingdom, to pour back into his kingdom, you know, to teach Israel, to love Israel, to feed Israel, so that when they come out, they have some stuff to eat. They're starving. We all were starving when we came out of Egypt, right? And fat yet starving. And now we need some good, solid teaching and some good leadership to be able to figure out how to get on this path and how to walk this path in a way that's going to please the King and the family that is true, the family that will not ever let you down. All right? So as you do your day today, I just want to encourage you to remember you're not alone. There are so many people all over the country. I cannot believe how much I'm hearing this. People that are alone. But in the end, you're not alone, because Papa, the one who called you out, the one who's put you in the wilderness, the one who has given you eyes to see and not given other people eyes to see yet, he's got you. He's got you in the palm of his hand. Just turn your face and look at him. Pour your heart out to him. Cry on his shoulder. He will send you fellowship for the feast. I believe he will. You know, even if it's just one person, even if it's just your family, even if it's just him and Yeshua and the rock, you know, if it's just that, he will do that. And you will learn, you will grow, and you will be perfected, so that in the end, we get to be a part of the great wedding feast, right? Yes, where there will be so much fellowship. You will have everything that you need there. I mean, the wine will flow, the fellowship will flow, the joy, the rejoicing. That feast will change everything. So don't worry. Okay. This is my new office. This is my library. It's a lending library, so people can come in and check things out. Why? It's just sitting on our shelf at home, so I figured, you know, make it available to the community. And then I have products over here that are growing. So I think I'm gonna run out of room pretty soon, because this is literally, and I don't even have it full right now with what I did have, because, but it's literally maybe 1/3, 1/4, not even that, I don't think, of everything that I have that I'm on the computer that I'm trying to get inventory for to sell to the community and to people like you. So definitely would appreciate your prayers and your online. There's a lot of online, going back to that for a second, there's a lot of online fellowship going on. Now, tricky, very, very tricky online, because you can say something wrong or not put a emoticon or a smiley face or something, and it can be read wrong, and then you can lose friendships over the internet really fast. So you have to be extra careful online, because you don't see the body language. That's one reason we're starting to do a lot of videos, is because now you can see my body language. You can see kind of how I am. And if I wrote it all, you would be like wondering, what did she mean by that? You know, but you can see what I mean because of my body language and my smile and all that stuff. Definitely we should be really thankful right now that there is the internet, that there is the web. We can find people all across the country and have some fellowship that way. You know, and I don't run in fear. I don't run in fear. Papa will take care of us, and it will be according to his will that he will take care of us, however that looks. But I'm definitely not scared. I feel like if I fear Papa more than I fear man, as the scripture says to do. Fear, the fear of Yahovah. So I fear him, not in a bad way, but I fear him in that I want to work for him more than I want to work for man. I'm more concerned with what he thinks than what man thinks. That's what I'm more concerned about. So my blinders are on, and all I'm looking at is Papa, Yahovah, Elohim, the family, and what they are doing. I'm not looking to the right or the left. I don't care what man is doing. I only want to know what Papa is doing. I don't have my hand in the sand by any means, but I wait for Papa to teach and to guide me and direct me, and I hope you do too. All right, guys, love you, and sorry for that very long talk about just being lonely. Oh, anyway, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.